Okay, what is up, guys? Today we are going to be talking about the black pill and why incels act or think in the way in which they do. Now, just a quick metaphor here. You might be saying, what's the black pill? If you've been living under a rock. So, basically, it's internet mythology, right? So, the blue pill is basically, it comes from The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, the blue pill and the red pill, right? But a lot of other pills have been added with different meanings, right? So the blue pill is, you just live in ignorance, or in this just case, like you're a good lifer, and you just naturally have good luck, just good genetics, just good height, good frame, just good things just naturally happen to you. So you tend to view the world as if it's like a Disney movie. And the red pill is actually, no, the world is not like a Disney movie. It's like the world is actually pretty brutal, it's you have to build up status, you have to build up money, you have to build up like I said, you have to career marks, you have to and like I said, the red pill, that might work in like when it comes to romance and relationships and all that. The red pill might work in like East Asian cultures or like Indian culture or something, where like academics and all that is like very important. But in the West, like you can, like I said, not be a very good looking guy, but have the status, have the fame, have the money, but you would still get through a divorce or so. And we call this, or you could still get a wife, but we call this sort of alpha fucks, I shouldn't swear here, alpha slucks, beta bucks, so like I said, the bimbo that like dates the old man, but she's not actually attracted to the old man. She's just waiting for the old man to die, and then so she can get a huge inheritance split, and then she becomes rich. So I think, yeah, okay, the red pill may work in some other cultures, but it's very prone to bringing in a lot of gold diggers and opportunists and materialists, if you know what I mean. And the black pill argues that more about genetic determinism, Darwinism, DNA, genetics, heights, looks, and like I said, no amount of like, just like to debunk the red pill, like how the like old rich successful man will still get divorced by his pretty good looking bimbo wife is because she did not have the genuine physical desire towards him. So yeah, she will get that money once he dies or through divorce, and then get a guy that she actually likes, or she will, what's it called, go to college, get passed around. So like I said, alpha schlucks, and then act like a good little girl, act like she's a virgin, get married to a beta provider that's got a good job, the resources, and then she gets the beta bucks. So alpha schlucks, beta bucks. So yeah, and this works. Once again, this happens a lot in like Punjabi culture and Arab culture and stuff like that, because well, the black pill, because it's open everything here, then you have another term that exists, which is the black pill, which creates the incel. So the involuntarily celibate man, the lone man. So yeah, so I do have a lot of sympathy for these guys. Okay, like I'm not a virgin. I have been in 2 relationships, but like I says, there's been a lot of dry spells. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest player around. So yeah. So like I says, I can relate to their talking points, right? So the black pill, it's over. Like probably Rehab Room is probably the most famous channel, right? And so the reason they like go out in a certain flashy way, like the ER method or rope maxing or rot maxing, which is like neat maxing, you know, like just doing nothing, because why put in effort into something if you're not gonna get anything out of it? Like, why put effort into work? Um, like the red pill, like try to get the red pill stuff, like work, status, respect, fame. Why try hard to get all of that stuff if you're not even gonna get a girlfriend or a wife in the end of it? So that's why the term rot maxing has just come about. So yeah, because what's the point in doing all this effort for no result, you know? So it is a very defeatist mentality, but like I said, if you are genuinely trying and it's just not working for you, I can see why the frustration builds. So yeah, because it's all about genes, right? And genes are made out of atoms, right? Because if you think of atoms, right, hydrogen always wants to be with oxygen, right? Um, and it can be like 2 hydrogens, like I said, H2O. Like I said, not I have to build up on my chemistry here, but you know what I'm saying, like 2 elements only after 1 element. No, 2 atoms after 1 atom to make an element. So promiscuity they are. So I'm sounding like an idiot here, but like I'm not got a script. I'm just talking off the dome here for this video. So yeah, and it's sort of like like with the sun as well. Like hydrogen always wants to be with helium to make a star. So hydrogen is always chasing helium. So if you imagine yourself as like a spinning electron, and despite the other thousands of spinning electrons out there, nobody wants to sort of match with you, or like vibrate with you, or make frequency with you, or make an element out of you via new offspring. So yeah, because like I said, genes are made out of atoms, and we're all made out of atoms, and I am, you are a bunch of spinning atoms, and if nobody wants to bind electrons with you to then make another element via a child, then you start to think there's something off with your chemistry and your biology, and just yeah, because we tend to view ourselves like vehicles, right? And once again, like I says, look, I did make a video, looks do matter. Like the reason a Lamborghini, people like a Lamborghini is because they like the look of it. The reason you bought went out the way to buy a very expensive shirt is because you like the look of it. The reason you bought, I don't know, like I says, anything is because, let's be honest, you liked the way it made your nervous system feel via your eyes or your tongue, whether it be food. It gave off a nice chemical reaction via your senses, and that's why you liked it, and that's why you bought it, and that's why you paid for it. So yeah, but then people say, oh, but personality is like chemistry on its own. It's like, you know, the chemistry was up. No, you are chemistry, right? She is chemistry, right? by chemistry, we mean what I'm saying. We don't mean what they're saying, right? You don't ask a fish how to fish, you ask the fisherman, okay? So always, when it comes to this stuff, you ask a man, you don't ask the woman, okay? Because you're just gonna get gaslighted and lied to, right? So, yeah, like I says, we're made out of cells, we're made out of genes, and we're made out of atoms, and we're made out of, and like I says, we have frequency, we can go into other metaphysical stuff, but magnets as well, there's positives and negatives attract, and like I says, if you're just sitting out there and nothing's really attracted to you, you know, you're not going to get this, what's it called, protective layer like the planets, you know. So, yeah, and all the benefits that come with that relationship. So, yeah, so you start to then think that it's you. So, what's the solution? You start to look smacks, but how can, okay, look smacks in with your hair, cleaning up your skin, boot lifters, but when it comes to the extremes of it, like I said, it's like your height, your ethnicity, your phenotype, your like hair, like you don't have money for like surgery, and you're like going bald, or like you've got like big ears or a big nose or something, or you can't afford plastic surgery, or you like wear glasses and you can't afford the laser surgery. So once again, you look at yourself as like a vehicle or like a product, and you're just that product that like no one wants to buy. So that's how it sort of feels, right? And then you have Darwinism, right? So, and although Charles Darwin married his cousin, which I think is unusually odd, so that's why I say religion's always a good cope, right? Because the person who invented evolution himself married his first goddamn cousin, so what can you say about that? And we know what bad things can come about with doing, you know, being incest, you know, being inbred, you know. So, like I said, so because we live in a godless, social Darwinistic society, you start to view yourself as sort of like as an evolutionary failure, you know, like, and think of it like in robotics as well, like when people make children, right, they're technically sending half their code, and the female is sending half of her code via genetics to make a new thing, and you just think, well, what's the point? I'm not going to get an upgrade, you know, I'm not going to get a software upgrade, you know? There's not going to be a Junior or a Me 2.0, because because social Darwinism has put it into our heads that you live through your children, and if you don't have children, then that's a genocide of your entire family lineage. So that's scary. So it's scary to anyone that you're the last of your kind and you're going extinct. So now you have to face the thought of, well, you're the end of your family line. You're literally the last. From the days of the hunter-gatherer to whatever way you believe you got here, it's now a scary thought that now you're the last man. It's now Minuteman here, right? The nukes are launching, right? The world's going to be over in a few years, right? You're not going to get an upgrade. It's just you, and you're going to die alone. Is that not scary, right? I suppose there's some people who want it, but most of those people are females, but I'm talking about this through the male lens here. And because we live in such a godless, Darwinistic society, like I says, you view things through biology and cells, and like I says, you start to view yourself as sort of like a failed species. So that's not a good thought as well. So you view yourself as a failed vehicle, a failed clothing line, a failed sort of atom, a failed like computer that nobody wants to have a software update with. So yeah, and then you have like the animal kingdom as well, where it's like the dominant man fights the dominant lion fights the weaker lion, and he gets the mate, you know. And however, we aren't living in a society like that. We aren't living in a warrior culture like that. We are actually living in a very feminized society. So to all these like chads who are winning now, like it would actually be these like big, huge sub-5 ogres, you know, because watch MMA, right? They're all like sub-5 ogres, right? If we were living in a true masculine society, these would be the guys that would be fucking your bitches, right? It wouldn't be these pretty boys, you know, pretty boy anime types, you know. So, and yeah, because the culture is off, right? We live in a godless culture, which is a masculine culture. The martial fighting aspect of this culture is gone. So, because we live in such a safe society. And once again, like I said, the culture has become extremely feminized. So, yeah, so the thing that would have been dominant is now no longer dominant. So, like I said, if you are a strong lion and you beat the weak lions, like I said, it's you that actually has the good genes, and it's the pretty boy that has the bad genes. But now we live in the age where the pretty boy is spreading his bad genes all over the place. So, and yeah, it comes a lot with culture as well. Like I said, if you come from like the East, like if you come from like, say if you come from like China or Japan or India, where like being a geek is like rewarded, okay, maybe the red pill might work, you know, building money, status, respect, career, study, all that type of thing. But then you get a lot of this immigration, and a lot of Eastern people come to the West, and then they'll be like, oh, I studied at Oxford, to like some white girl, and like the white girl does not care, and she's like more attracted to like the tall athlete or the like baroque like guitar singer and stuff like that. So yeah, and I'm just gonna end it there. And yup, that is it. The black pill, Luke Smack saying, just tell me your thoughts, and yeah, have a good one.